Welcome back. So now that you've completed the labs in this section, let's take a moment to quickly review what you've accomplished and some of the key skills that you've developed. Now, in this section, you built the foundational network infrastructure for this lab by deploying key Azure networking components that will support your globally distributed and load balanced web application. You started by creating the RG Lab resource group, which serves as the central container for all resources that you'll deploy throughout the course. Organizing resources within a single resource group allows for better management, streamlined access control, and simplified cleanup when resources are no longer needed. Next, you deployed two virtual networks, VNet West and VNet East, each going into different Azure regions. These networks provide the connectivity framework for your cloud-based infrastructure while maintaining logical isolation for security and performance. Within each virtual network, you created a single subnet. You deployed Subnet West into the VNet West virtual network and Subnet East into VNet East. These subnets will later host virtual machines that will function as your web servers, and they form the backbone of a highly available and distributed architecture. After setting up the virtual networks and subnets, you deployed NAT gateways for each subnet. NAT West was deployed for Subnet West, and NAT East was deployed for Subnet East. These NAT gateways ensure that virtual machines that get deployed later on will be able to access the internet without the need for public IP addresses. Because these VMs will sit behind a public load balancer, they need NAT gateways to establish outbound connectivity. By completing this section, you gained hands-on experience with several critical Azure networking concepts. You learned how to create and manage Azure resource groups to keep cloud environments organized and manageable. You learned how to deploy and configure virtual networks to establish a secure and scalable cloud infrastructure. You defined IP address spaces and segmented resources with subnets to optimize traffic flow and to support application workloads. And you also learned how to deploy and configure NAT gateways, ensuring virtual machines can securely reach the internet while maintaining network isolation. So now that you've completed the labs in this section, I'll see you in the next one.